Oh my god. This is the greatest thing I've ever made. Look at this. Holy. This is the greatest thing I've ever made in my life. Hello, hello. Welcome to NekoEats. It is Saturday, and we are cooking again. And this week is all about eggs for some reason. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. We're going to start with an egg drop soup. Then we're going to make a frittata. We're going to marinate some eggs. We're going to make an egg taco. And we're going to do might do a couple other things. Depends on how much time we have. But we're going to start off with soup, egg drop soup. What's in the egg taco? Don't say eggs. It's eggs. Eggs. It's eggs. Eggs. Yeah. We're going to start off with chopping up some stuff. I need green onions for multiple dishes today, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut a bunch up. I'm kind of glad as well that next week is going to be Lego week, so I have a bit of a week off, because I already know what I'm doing for that. That's done. No cat sabotage in the Lego. Probably. I didn't even think about that until now. There's going to be some bingo sightings. I'm going to officially make a stream debut. We don't need all these mushrooms because we're making I'm making one portion of this soup. I'm not making the full thing, so honestly that's probably more than enough mushrooms. Okay. Easy peasy. We got veggies. That's all we need veggie wise for the soup. I have a tablespoon of water. And to that we are gonna add a whole teaspoon of cornstarch. This is going to be our soup thickener, because if you just add broth, it's going to be super liquidy, and so what this is going to do is it's going to help form like a silky, thick soup product at the end. This is 1 cup of water. And remember, I've quartered this recipe, so the recipe that I'll post online will have quite a bit more. They also call for stock. I don't have stock in the house. What I have is better than bouillon. It's a concentrated bouillon paste. This is chicken. I'm just gonna start this is like a kind of thin, light soup. So I'm gonna do a pretty small amount. Well, you can always add. You can't take away, you can add. We're gonna bring that up to a boil. While that's working, I'm going to go ahead and crack an egg into the bowl and give that a little beat. We're going to add a little more. A little more. And then basically once this is hot, we're just going to add everything. Everything but the slurry. The slurry we wait for. Actually, shit, everything's supposed to be in there. Never mind, we're going to add everything now. This is our shiitakes. Approximately 1 green onion. A little tiny amount of ginger. Tablespoon of soy sauce. Teaspoon, sorry. Teaspoon of soy sauce. Let's mix up our slurry again, and then we're gonna go ahead and pour it in. You do have to make sure this is hot. You can't just pour a slurry in and it still work. It has to heat. That's what we do it when it's still hot. It does have to heat for it to activate the cornstarch and begin to thicken your soup or whatever sauce or whatever you're putting it in. I'm waiting to find out that this Hello Kitty spatula isn't heat resistant, and I'm just gonna reach up and it's gonna be like all fucked up. Well, I don't know. I would like it to come down a little bit more before I add the egg. Here's a little tricky part. It's not hard, but it's a little tricky to get it right. We stir. And keep stirring. And slowly drizzle this in. There we go. That's it. Big ass bowl, little tiny amount of soup. Bowl returns. Got a couple of little guys on there. But yeah, that was it. Egg drop soup. You get the real silky egg texture, and you saw it go just from broth to like, now it's got all these like, you can't really see it, but delicate little egg texture in there. Don't call me a dirty cat girl. If you want the soup, you can't call me a dirty cat girl. Okay, that's it. Egg drop soup. We got one down. I may have missed steps, but did you add any seasoning on the basis? No, it's just a little bit of ginger and then a teaspoon of soy sauce. That's it. Next, we're making frittata. To prep asparagus, you kind of just bend it, and wherever it breaks, that is where it's very tough. You don't want to eat it, so you just let it tell you where it wants to go. Add some olive oil. I'm gonna heat a little bit of it up in a pan. Off screen, of course. I'll put it on medium heat. And as we cut this asparagus up, I'm just gonna toss it in the pan. When I say cut, I mean like nothing crazy, just like 1-inch pieces. Just tossing this in. Got a good amount of asparagus. I'm gonna toss it in oil. And we got the eggs. We need to beat some eggs. With a basic understanding of how to make a frittata, you can add a lot of different things to it. Like I could throw these extra mushrooms in there. I can throw extra eggs in there and kind of beef it out more. You can add tomatoes. You can add like different types of cheese and different herbs. Like you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna scoot this up over to the pan. Y'all know what beating eggs look like, but what you don't know is what I'm about to do next. Stop looking at my fucking feet, freaks. I don't want it to be too like, I want this to be a little crunchy. You can do this to whatever doneness you want because it's going to continue to cook when we put this in the oven later. So I want it to be a little crunchy, so I'm going to let it continue to saute, but I'm going to start adding our other ingredients. That way it's ready to go in the oven sooner than later. I'm going to add garlic. You don't have to add garlic. Like I said, add what you want. I think it's good to put a little garlic in there. Some salt. And some pepper. I'll turn it on low, just so it doesn't continue to cook too hard. I'm gonna grab a whisk and eat these eggs. Okay, we're gonna add our 6 eggs. That's gonna start to settle on the bottom, which is good. We want it to start cooking on the bottom. This is goat cheese. This happens to be a seasoned goat cheese. But you can just use plain. Just don't get anything that's got like fruit or some shit in there. And we're just gonna add little plops of goat cheese in there. With my fingers, because I'm nasty like that, and I'm the only one eating it. I'm not gonna use this whole thing. This is like a 4-ounce thing of goat cheese, and I'm not gonna use all of it. I'm gonna use about half. You can use whatever cheese you want, honestly. This is just the recipe that I use. Last ingredient, dill. This depends on what kind of herbs you're going to be using. I think the dill just happens to work really well with the asparagus and the goat cheese. But if you're doing tomatoes, you can add some basil. If you're doing some other ingredients, you can do some green onion. And I'm just going to take some kitchen shears. I only bought this dill because I have dill in the garden and it just really wasn't going anywhere. And this week in particular, the bitch took off. I can smell that this egg is starting to get done on the bottom. So what we want to do is we really want to get it in the oven. The oven is preheated to 350. It's still wet on the top, you can see. We're gonna turn off this heat. I should have done that earlier probably. Then we're just gonna put it in the oven. 10-15 minutes in the oven, depending on how long it's been sitting on the stove getting overcooked. And there we go. It's a frittata. My little baby boy. I didn't add any seasonings to the egg itself because we kind of heavily seasoned the asparagus. Next we're going to do a hard-boiled egg. But I want to turn them into a Korean marinated hard-boiled egg. So it's a nice little twist. This is another food prep item that I would do, and I would eat on these for a few days. I guess there's lots of different ways to make hard-boiled egg. The one that I always do, start off with cold water. Put the eggs in the water. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn this up on high and get it up to a boil. You need to have at least 1 inch or so of cold water on top of the egg. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get an ice, well, I'll have to wait a little bit, but I'm going to get an ice bath ready. I would look up different guides because I know a lot of people like different types of doneness of egg. So if you're looking for a particular type of doneness, I would look up guides online on how long you're looking to boil your egg for. I'm doing like a 6 to 8 minute egg. But now we sit here and watch water boil. That's the content. Watching water get hot. You guys excited? Speaking of frittata, let's go ahead and give it a jiggle. Give it a little shake check to see if it's how it looks. But as you can see here, there's no jiggle. And the outside of the pan has like a nice little brownness to it. It's good. I'm gonna get some ice and some water in a bowl. That way whenever the eggs are ready to come out, they'll go directly into this pot of ice water, which is gonna stop the cooking. Ta-da! Frittata. I'm gonna go ahead and start our 8 minutes. I guess I can eat some of those. Oh yeah. They're good. The asparagus is at a really nice doneness, so it's still crunchy, but not too crunchy. Goat cheese is good. Dill is really helpful there. That's really good. That's very nice. I can probably go ahead and turn the water off, honestly, because the water's hot. The eggs are hot. So you can just go and let that finish carry over cooking. The eye is still hot. It's all warm. Because once we take it out of the pan, we're going to immediately put it into ice water, which is going to stop the cooking process as fast as possible. So we want to make sure that it's as done as we want it to be. Fuck it, we'll take it off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn these into a Korean marinated egg though. So we got our green onion from earlier. A good amount of that in there. Maybe like 1.5, two green onions, quarter diced onion. This is more like chopped. Tablespoon of garlic. Cup of water. Cup of soy sauce. Half a cup of sugar. Last ingredient was sesame seeds, which doesn't really have a measurement. I just put some in there. The recipe calls for a green pepper and a red pepper. We don't have red peppers at our store usually, or if we do, you have to buy a massive pluck-off bag of them. So we're just gonna do 2 serranos. I'll leave the seeds in because this is supposed to be a little spicy. That is the marinade. We're stirring it up to dissolve the sugar a little bit. I love this part. I love this for us. What we're gonna do is we're gonna deshell these bad boys, put them in a marinade. I prefer to deshell them with my sharp nips. This is thrilling. This is exciting. Watching someone attempt to peel eggs for like a solid 15 minutes. I'm gonna bring my sharp tits in there. Nope. You can leave that shit to yourself. Sharp tits. Welcome to my cooking class. We know how to do this. Swearsies. There are like lots of different methods people swear by to get eggshells off easier, like putting vinegar in the water and stuff like that. I've never found that they actually help me. I think it's more of just like a getting better at it. Okie dokie. The eggs, they are done. Now what you do with the marinated eggs is you put them in the fridge for up to 4 hours to overnight. But since we don't have to stand here and look at each other for 4 hours, I went ahead and did some yesterday. I know you guys would just love to hang out with me for the next 4 hours while we wait for eggs to marinate. Alright, I did this 2 yesterday morning, so they've been in there for a good amount of time. Look at that. So look at the top. You can see where the top is slightly exposed to air. Here we go. And then I like to serve with the marinade. Now there's soy sauce and sugar. Some of the peppers. Alright, let's give these a taste. It's the same marinade as the one we just made, it's just a little bit smaller. Yep. Those are good. Marinade came through really nicely too. It's like, you can see that nice dark ring around the egg. And the serranos aren't too hot, so it's I think they're really helpful to have in them. It's a nice little texture with your rice. Oh yeah, I have beer. Shit. I forgot. My balanced streamer diet got me to eat something other than chicken tendies. I'm bummed I can't find the Guy Fieri barbecue sauce. I bought a different barbecue sauce this time. I don't like it as much as the Guy Fieri one. I don't know what to do, man. Stuck with this whole ass bottle of fucking barbecue sauce I don't even like. But this is a brand of... They typically make mayonnaise. It's really, really good. Duke's. Love their mayonnaise. A lot of people swear by their mayonnaise. But this ain't it. I thought the Guy Fieri sauce was just, like, fine barbecue sauce. You know what I mean? I didn't think there was anything special about it. Then I got this, and I missed the Guy Fieri barbecue sauce. Like, we have ranch, and the ranch is good. That's, you know, that's white people culture, ranch. But like, it's not the same. I want my barbecue sauce and my hot sauce on my tendies, man. He ordered me some Guy Fieri. No, we're gonna do the other one that we got. I don't want to throw it away. He ordered a 2-pack of Guy Fieri sauce. Get you a man that buys you Guy Fieri barbecue sauce when you bitching about the barbecue sauce you already have. Let's scoot over to the stove. No! Change title to cooking eggs with my feet. Would that work? Would it work if I claimed I was cooking with my feet? And just, I considered, I was like, what do I do if I just like show my feet the whole time? The entire stream, I just show my feet at the bottom of the screen. When people tune in for that, they think it's clickbait. Crack that egg with your delicate unemployed feet. No, I don't know how to do that. When I make egg tacos, I prefer to use corn tortillas. You know, a lot of people would prefer to use a flour tortilla. I don't really care for flour tortillas, unless I'm eating some white people tacos. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to throw that in a pan that you guys cannot see, of course. Trim that shit up to medium. Dry pan. Nothing in it. No butter. Typically, I like 1.5 egg per egg taco, but since we're only making one, I'm making 1 egg. So we got our 1 egg, we got our 1 tortilla, we got our butter. Now, I've been liking my butter when it comes to eggs. That's like a full tablespoon on a medium-high heat. A little salt in the egg, a little pepper. What I'll occasionally do is I'll just keep an eye on this tortilla, give it a flip every once in a while. So this is not like a medium heat right now. What I'm gonna do is now that this butter's heated, I'm gonna turn this down to low. All the way, down to low. I'm gonna put our egg in there, then I'm gonna keep moving it. And as I move it, I want to like pick up the solids, but move the liquid back to where it's being exposed to the hot element of the pan. And this is pretty wet still, but I'm gonna turn this pan off. That's it. That's all you need. It'll continue to cook. The pan is still hot, the eggs are still hot. So any kind of liquid you still have left, any kind of like little jiggle there, it'll continue to be cooked by the pan. Just toasting this guy up. It's toasting on this side, but it still needs a little bit to go on. I want a little color on here. Traditionally, like a taco that you would get on corn tortilla, usually you get 2 corn tortillas, but I don't like the ratio of egg to tortilla when you do 2. See, there we go. That's a really good color on that. Alright, and our scrambled egg. Green salsa. Salsa verde. I think this one's really good. You can put whatever salsa, this is kind of another one of those really versatile dishes where you can put whatever salsa, whatever cheese you want to put on here. Like tortilla cheese, cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese would be good. A red salsa would be totally fine. So green salsa, the green Tabasco, because the green salsa itself is very mild. So this adds a lot of like brightness and acidity. And some green onion on top. He's not gonna like it, but I think it's better with the green onion. Next dish brings us to a Hello Kitty silicone mold. We're gonna spray it. 1 egg in each silicone mold hole. We're making Hello Kitty eggs tonight. This is another one of those ones that's kind of versatile once you know how to do it. You can add herbs, you can add veggies, you can add salsa to it if you want to add salsa to it. Since this is my first time doing it and it's going to go on top of something, I'm going to do salt and pepper. You can also poke the yolk if you want it to be incorporated, but we're experimenting here, so I'm just going to do it this way. But I think you don't have to use a silicone mold. You can use traditional cupcake metal pan as well. This is just what we happen to have, and I thought it would be funny. So this is 350 going in for 8 to 10 minutes. I'm never gonna want to eat eggs. I wouldn't say that I'm never gonna want to eat eggs again after this night, but everything we made of it has been so good. I look forward to eating it again. But I wanted to show that, like, you could, with basic egg skills, you can make stuff that was actually pretty good. Okay, on to everybody's favorite vegetable, Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna slice these pretty thin. Too afraid to admit she can't make scrambled egg. Bitch, I made scrambled eggs. You not to see me make scrambled eggs? They were really good scrambled eggs too. Was the one you said poached? I can make poached eggs. I just don't. I just don't make poached. If I do make a poached egg, what I do is I'll just drop it into a boiling pot of ramen with all the veggies and everything already in there. I'll just plop an egg whole into the ramen broth and poach an egg like that. Proper poached egg is still fancy to me. Yeah, I probably should have done a poached egg, but I didn't want to. And that's what matters, is I didn't feel like it. We got some thinly sliced Brussels sprouts. We got a bell pepper. I'm gonna slice up thinly as well. This is another one of those dishes. Use whatever you got in the fucking fridge. You got potatoes, throw them in the hash. You got bell peppers, throw them in the hash. You got onions already, throw them in the hash. Tomatoes, good. Meat, good. Turn the pan on a medium-high heat. Got olive oil in the pan. I don't want to make too much of this tonight. If I was making it for like actual meal, I would actually load us up a little bit. But since we're eating a lot of shit tonight, I don't want to make too much of it at once. Alright, so we're gonna, for this hash, we're gonna go with the Brussels sprouts, we're gonna go with the red bell pepper, we're gonna go onion. We're gonna wait for this stuff to soften a little bit. These onions are really big compared to those bell peppers, but it's fine. It's fine. The fridge is not fine, and neither is the sink. Alright, we're gonna dump these in. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a pinch of butter in here, honestly, just because I'm looking a little dry. I like butter a lot, especially good butter. Life's too short for shitty butter, y'all. Don't buy margarine, don't buy cheap shit. Buy you some good butter. I use Kerrygold, which is an Irish butter. Between good mayo and good butter, you gotta do the damn thing. Life's too short. But then we get into our 30s and realize that health is a reality, so it's tough. It's tough to decide which one to prioritize. Ooh, some salt. Pepper. A good amount of black pepper. For me, I like it a lot. I like it when it gets like this though, when it gets a little brown. Not burnt. Caramelizing the veggies nicely. Let's check the eggs again. You guys! Oh my god. This is the greatest thing I've ever made. Look at this. Holy fucking shit. This is the greatest thing I've ever made in my life. And they're nice and soft. They're not runny, but they're nice and soft still. A little runny would probably be nice, though, over this. They're still nice and soft. I have to make the last dish. This last recipe is I suppose you can call it a family recipe of sorts. We're gonna crack 2 eggs in the bowl. I don't even know how to properly introduce this recipe, not gonna lie. It's a case cooking recipe. I figure since we're doing eggs this week, I might as well do some of the more infamous egg recipes. We're gonna make what's called an egg slut sandwich. We're in a K. I don't have dried chives though, so we're going with fresh green onions. Okay, so we have 2 eggs in the bowl. We got some fresh green onions in the bowl. Sorry, Kay. Here's the part that I really just don't want to do. 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise going in to the eggs. This is not a good representation of what we have made this evening. The recipe is actually still not going to be right because it actually calls for Spam. And I was not buying a whole brick of Spam. Except I'm going off script. I didn't buy the Spam because I didn't want Spam on top of everything else that we were eating tonight. Okay. Here we go. Do I need like butter? Oh, she put butter in. That's right. Puts the butter in with the eggs. So we're gonna cube up a couple tablespoons of butter. Okay. I don't even know how to make it like she does, because she turns her hand up to ripping high. And I'm afraid to do that, not gonna lie. I don't want to turn my pan up to ripping ass hot. No seasoning. No salt, no pepper. PPR as she calls it. None. None at all. And I just can't, I gotta follow the recipe somewhat. So here we are. We have eggs, we have mayonnaise, we have butter. I probably should have cut the recipe in half. That's too late now. It's already mixed with the mayo. I also don't have bread, we only have English. These god awful low-cal English muffins. Life's too short. What I realize is life's also too short for low-calorie English muffins. She doesn't toast the bread or anything. Just raw bread. This ain't it. Mayonnaise mixed in the egg? This can't be good. I made my mom watch some Kay's cooking while she was here last week. Thought it was the funniest shit she's ever seen. It was great. I'm glad she had such a good time watching it. Knowing the mayo is glooped in there is making me feel a certain way. I had a lot of eggs the first night. Something about me, something like deep in me knew that this wasn't a good idea. But you're like, no, it's gonna be funny. Finish with the Kay's video. I thought about doing a week of Kay's cooking where I try to improve upon the recipes, where I follow the recipe but fix it. Part of it could be like, oh, I make the recipe, but I don't cook the shit out of it like she does. These just look like eggs, and I hate it. No toasted bread, just raw ass English muffin, unfortunately. And I'm gonna make you try it because in the video she always makes her son try it. Beach, I am not your son. Too bad. Right now you are my son. Beach. I bet it's gonna be fine. No, not good. Not good. Not good. He's just shaking his head at me. Yeah, those English muffins really suck. Just try the egg. The egg's fine. The egg's fine. He's nodding. Okay, I'm gonna try the eggs. Assistant manager says they're not bad. He said what was bad was the shitty, raw, untoasted English muffins that we have. Honestly, those are perfectly fine scrambled eggs. You can't even tell there's mayonnaise in them. That's totally fine. You can't tell anything's wrong with those. They're buttery from all the butter. They're a little oily because they have the extra oil from the mayo. That is not how I would prefer to make scrambled eggs because it's higher in calories than just putting some butter and some fucking salt in there. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. That's a shame. Okay, the little crispy pieces of egg are pretty good. No salt, no pepper, just creamy. Oily. It's not bad. I would never make this again though. Never ever. This was a good stream. I'm glad that Egg Week was, I guess I will call it a success. I'm happy with everything that we made besides the Kay's cooking. And even then, it wasn't terrible and it wasn't very difficult. I'll post, like as usual, I'll try to post recipes in Discord. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We study Indonesian and play video games. Right now we're playing Bunny Garden. Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, I cook eggs and ass. Yes, that's what we do. We do Indonesian, we do eggs, we look at upskirts. Nothing in between.